also, in John chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus said He's the way. He said He's the truth. Now, a lot of people have big problems with that. Everyone wants to invent God in their own image because that's the only way that they can ease their consciences to do the evil that they do the wrong things. And people go on like this. And everyone, not only false pagan religions, but even in the church world, there's people in the different denominations is got into this thinking that all roads go to heaven, all paths. They call Jesus a liar, but they'll say He's true, and yet they'll call Him a liar because, Jesus said He was the only way. He was the way, the truth. There is no other truth, just Jesus. Yeshua is the only truth. Not a denomination. A denomination can lead you straight to hell. So, you have all these different ones trying to find their way through by making God into their own image. They're the way they think He should be in order. That makes it convenient. But then, of course, when they read the Bible, they do not like it. It convicts them. It's a sword. It stabs. It cuts. And they can't stand it. They can't handle the wounding. And they don't understand that is for good. They're trying to be bled, so to speak. People need to be bled, but I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about in their souls. Because there's so much junk going on that in their lives that they're allowing, and they're trying to make excuses for it. You got too much excuses. Everyone's way is the right way, but God's way is not. See, that's the way people are. They want to make excuses because they can't handle the fact that their way is not going to get it. But always in the end, if there's time, and usually there is not, when they're on their deathbed dying, then it's so reflecting time. Everything that they said about God and everything, and mocked them, and trying to say their way was the ways of, then you start wondering. See, there is no wondering to it. Jesus is the way, the truth. There is no way around it. I don't believe in promoting denominational thinking because most, if not all, of your denominations today all claiming that they have the truth and the only truth. Well, the thing is, in one sense, maybe that might be true to a point, but that's not the way they're thinking. If you have Jesus, then you have the truth, okay? But man-made teachings, which they're promoting as the truth, though, is not the way, okay? If you have Jesus, you have the truth. Simple. And there's too much, in the New Testament, a lot of people really hate it because it convicts them. There's a lot of now there's groups that go around saying Paul was an apostate and stuff. They can't handle his writings. Like Peter said, there's a lot of things that Paul wrote that is hard to understand, but people that's unlearned, ignorant, go around, twisting his words, and they do. And they call Paul every kind of thing, and they accuse him because they can't handle the truth. And the thing is, if you can't accept Paul, Peter, or none of them, you can't accept Jesus Christ. Because even Jesus himself sits there and says, you know, if they can't accept the ones he sends, then you don't accept him. And you know, and they'll do a round dance and a tap dance, every kind of dance there is to dance around that, because they can't handle that truth, because Jesus Christ is the truth. And that's what the apostles taught. And they can't deal with anything else, you know, and they don't understand, so they have to reinvent the gospel. There is no other gospel. And if anyone else thinks that there is, they're cursed. If they're preaching and teaching and holding on to another gospel, which there is no other. There's only one gospel. That's good news. Okay, by the way, a lot of people don't even know what gospel means anymore. But it means good news. And the good news is Jesus Christ. They forget about the message of the cross, what the sufferings, the price that was paid on the cross. So now people want to reinvent God into their own likeness. You know, they say, to me, this is the way I think. Well, your thinking is going to send you right into the wrong place. You don't want to go. A place of torment. See, a lot of people don't understand. There's hell and then there's a lake of fire. They don't understand it. A lot of times, you know, they get confused with that. Hell is a place of torment, yes, but it's a holding cell. And you're there until Judgment Day. The great white throne judgment. Then you got a trial. And there's only one outcome if you haven't accepted Jesus Christ, His truth, Him as the way. And your outcome is just guilty. You will have nothing to say. You'll be like the man where the king or nobleman, or where he sends out a wedding invitation. Sends out to everybody, but yet, hey, you know, he has a feast and everything, you know, and then and people that he invited didn't like it. They didn't want to go. So he got mad, you know, about that. So he said he was going to invite others. So he invited everybody, good and bad. You know, he invited everybody. But here was the thing: when the man when all the people filled his place up, there was one man who didn't have a wedding garment, and everyone knew they were supposed to have a wedding garment on, and so didn't this man. And then the person that had the holding the wedding piece says, "Sir, friend, how did you get in here without a wedding garment?" The man was speechless. That's the way you're going to be, speechless, because you're guilty, and there's no getting around it. So there's only one way, Jesus Christ, and He sends out His invitation to all. But remember, Jesus always emphasized, many are called, but few are chosen. Okay? So God bless you. Shalom. And ha-ho.